Okay, and then they gave him 15 million.
Wait, was he?
Hold on, can we? I just want to get this straight.
Yes, yes.
They saved his life. They released him.
They did not
They refused to assassinate him, and they gave him 15 million. Hold on,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I got it straight. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's right, though. They did not save his life.
Did nothing? Did you prefer?
Was
But
he
they did not
a
save his
terrorist?
life.
Yes or no?
No.
Resistant, brother. Fadi's making a point from our side, man. You gotta come down.
I'm not sure what the point is.
He's saying all four things, right? They did this.
But
Right?
was
And
he
then
a
they
terrorist?
took the Yahya Sinwar's assassination off the book. Like they wanted to, kill him. They took that off the books. Last moment, prior to 7th of October. I think they were gonna do this probably 1st of October or something. That's what I heard as well.
Well, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, if you save a guy's life, why would you assassinate him? You know.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, look, I'm not here to translate English for you, man. Like, I can't help you. I'm speaking English. يا سكني عم احكي انا انجليزي ولا عربي؟
انجليزي بس هو هيدا جحش يا خيي هيدا جحش.
السخت السخته على جيبه على جد جده.
وسكران.
No tribal language. You all know that Sinwar has a very long history with the state of Israel.
Moderators, can you translate?
Anyway, Israel until this day.
He said you have a very beautiful family.
Can anyone translate drunk?
He had a very long history with Israel, in which he was jailed for his actions. Shut the fuck up for a
Let
second,
him
will you?
speak, man. Let him speak. We're listening to what he's saying.
talk after?
Yes. After Jindib, we can have him.
Well, he had a long history. He was jailed by the Israelis for his activities. Then he was.
What was the activities?
What was the activities?
Can somebody?
He was chewing gum. Yeah, he was fucking chewing gum. Yeah, for his
Right.
chewing gum activity. Okay, and you want to call it for
Dario,
his
stay muted. Don't come with the mic. Let him land his plane. Stop coming off the mic. It's Yaakov after.
And he was sentenced to life, and then he was released by the Israelis in a hostage exchange deal for the Shalit guy, the Shalit soldier. But he understood. He studied really hard. He understood the psyche of the Israeli society, how they function. He learned Hebrew. He wrote a few books. He even wrote a few children's books. He did have a tumor in his brain. He was treated at an Israeli hospital, and then he returned to Gaza. And this is the long history of Sinwar with the Israelis. Now, all the other things that you are discussing in terms of giving him 50, that part I don't know anything about. $15 million and so on and so forth. That part I don't know anything about. But yes, I mean, this is his like a very brief history of history with the Israelis. But he's a very typical Palestinian person who resists the occupation, and he was an effective leader.
Yaakov, go on, Yaakov, son.
Yeah, just is the person who brought up the Ben Gurion Canal still in the room?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I posted the original concept drawing, the 1963 concept paper by Howard D. McCabe. After the Suez Crisis in 1956, where Israeli ships couldn't go through, they're like, oh, what are we going to do if this is long term? Well, we need something. It was classified from 1963 until 1996, and you'll see the original thing. Certain things are blacked out, but the map is there, and you'll see it goes north of Gaza. It doesn't go through Gaza at all. It goes north of Gaza, very specifically. So you can see the original thing. I also put Times of Israel. I think that's an Amir stamped approval news source that references that particular classified report.
Let's talk about the gold mines under Gaza.
Let's talk about the gold under the hospital.
It never was to go through, so there's never part of any, to go into Gaza so they can build a canal. The canal is always to go around Gaza. End of discussion. That's the data. Thank you, Amir.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else want to chime in? I think Dean hasn't spoken. What's up, Ace? I think she left. Dean, you want to chime?
Yeah, so this article, just reading through it, it says here, it was the Shin Bet, the statement said that, quote, recommended the use of humanitarian privileges for Hamas, quote, Well, Netanyahu warned of regional actors' efforts to lead to an escalation in the near term. Netanyahu again warned of regional actors' efforts to lead to an escalation in the near term, end quote, and directed security chiefs, quote, not to ignore or give in to Hamas's provocations, end quote. So this report saying Netanyahu knew that something was going to happen in the near term. He knew that something was going to happen, escalation in the near term. So that begs the question, why then did they let this happen? No response essentially for hours. And it's not beyond Israel to allow some of their people to die for what they think is a greater good, as nefarious that may be. The Hannibal Directive, for example, we knew that by admission, according to Israeli sources, that a general in the army, there's other spokesperson who said, yes, we fired on cars that were leaving, and we didn't know who was who, and and we know from Israeli survivors that they said it wasn't until our own people, police, arrived, that they fired at us and Hamas indiscriminately. The Hamas did not fire at them, and they treated them, quote unquote, humanely. They were more afraid of their own people, the police, Israeli police, than they were of Hamas. These are not. This is not hearsay. This is not quotes from whatever. These are Israeli sources, Israeli public media outlets, and so forth. So we know that it's within the realm of this Israeli government's. The realm of possibilities that they would do a false flag operation, that they would kill their own people for their own agenda. That's not without possibility. But here I'm seeing that it says that he basically knew that there would be some type of escalation in the near term. So that begs the question then, why then was there enhanced security measures then, right? How come there's essentially no response for hours when they crossed the border? If you knew that something's going to escalate, you would make sense to bolster your troops and your defense and whatnot on that border, but that didn't happen.
Can you speak about the Hannibal Directive as well, please?
I just have a request. Amir, can we minimize the amount of logic in this room? Dean's speaking too logical.
Yeah, I know. Zionist, yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's anti-Semitic to speak about.
Well, the Hannibal Directive is a really military stratagem where they will kill their own people if they're taken hostages, so that they're prevented from being used as any leverage in negotiations with an enemy. It's been practiced before in the past, and when they killed their own people, there's suspicion that was the tactic that was done. Actually, I think there was some IDF who came out and said that's what they're instructed to do.
Is it possible to use our normal as in the Hannibal Directive?
No. I mean, anything's possible, but that's up to the Israeli government how they want to treat El Normo if he was there.
Okay, but look at El Normo. Like, even you have the source from their own fucking space or whatever you want to call it.
It's all lies. I tell you, it's lies.
Yeah, it's all
but El Normo's going on emotion, but not logic. We're reading, actually, the Times of Israel, this Israeli publication, unless you want to discredit that publication in its entirety. It's basically saying that Netanyahu, according to this report, had foreknowledge that there'd be escalation, and that begs the question, logically, any military would, knowing that there'd be an escalation by an enemy, they would bolster their defense. They would maybe go on the offensive, a preeminent attack or something like this.
Sorry for cutting you off, Dean, but I was going to ask you, Yoav Golan, I think that's his name. Didn't he also
war criminal? Yeah.
Didn't he also say the Hannibal Directive was operation that he used, and also that a tank shell was shot into an Israeli home just because there was one Hamas member and children and women died in that building?
Yeah, go ahead, Amir, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yes, the Yoav Golan did come out and he confirmed it, right? what else was it? There's a lot of evidence, right? The animal directive. And when you look at the pictures and videos, how the cars were burnt and bombed and whatnot, and people did walk to their cars to grab their weapon, to fight back, right? And that was another reason why some of the people got killed, with the animal directives. And there was a lot of crossfire. During the crossfire, yes, people did die. But there was a committee that was supposed to be set up, and guess what? Netanyahu banned that committee. Yoav Galant, before he got fired, he wanted to investigate the 7th of October as well. And after he got fired, he went to the hostage family house. He's like, what the hell are we doing in Gaza? We need to leave. It's all because of Netanyahu. And he wanted to investigate the 7th of October, and he's like, we had a perfect deal on the table back in July, but he didn't want to go for it. And there's a lot of these things, it's like, bro, what you on about? You should have ended the war a long time ago.
Sorry, I know this is off topic, but I'm going to diagnose El Normal with schizophrenia because he's talking to himself because he's doing too much. This guy's actually skits, I swear to God.
We all diagnosed him with that. You're not the first.
He's been smoking too much Jewish weed. It's great.
I mean, saying that, how do you know he did not bolster defenses? Well, the proof is in the pudding. Look what happened. It's saying here he had foreknowledge of escalation, meaning things would, by an enemy, there some type of attack would happen, more aggression, whatnot. So what do? Especially if you're a strong military, courtesy to the American taxpayers who funded your military, what would you do? You actually would enhance your increase troops, recruit more troops to the area, infiltrate preemptive attacks, whatever it may be, which Israel's well known to do. They've been doing it for decades, sabotage, espionage, and whatever, all these things. Israel's doing some very nefarious things. Well, how do you know? Well, they didn't bolster. Well, look what happened. They let people who don't have a tank, who don't have a military jet, who don't have a ship in the sea, a military vessel, do what they did. And he knew about it. He knew in advance that something would escalate, something would happen. That's how you know.
Yep. We got Aziz as spoken. Pepe is here. What's up, Aziz? Salam alaikum. Do you want to chime in, brother? Or?
Yeah, I think Dean is right. Their unwillingness to investigate those events, the security lapses, their unwillingness to investigate them. It's like an admission of sorts. Because such a tragedy, an investigation should be part and parcel of that. You should, by default, be looking into why it happened. And obviously, we've got indications to suggest they were aware of preparations beforehand. And regardless of that, a post-event investigation should take place anyway, like some form of audit. And the fact that you have the normals and stuff, and these people they choose to ignore the fact that they're choosing not to investigate. That is, to me, in my eyes, a form of admission. They sort of know that something's fishy about it, and if they can't detect that something's fishy about it, then that is basically proving that they have sort of logical deficiencies in their brain. They can't sort of determine that they're happy to admit the strength of their borders, the fact that they can fight on all fronts, but hang gliders and bulldozers can't be detected. So by law of deduction, these are admissions from these people. They will never accept it, but these are admissions of sorts. These are admissions, in my opinion. So yeah, I agree with Dean 100%.
Yeah, Pepe, did you read the article on the top? It's from Times of Israel. Pretty much, he was aware of this thing, and and he promoted the arrangement with Hamas. Were you there?
Yeah, I'll have to read it. I haven't looked at it yet.
And they took off they wanted to kill Yahya Sinwar at first, and then they took it off prior to 7th October off the table.
Wow, I didn't think Normal stooped that low. He's making fun of people's homes being destroyed. It's crazy.
Yeah, let's talk to Ariel. Let's see what his take is, and then we'll have to.
Oh my God!
That's about the
Eminem.
article.
This Eminem.
This is about the article. Go on, Ariel. You want to speak on the topic? Check the newspaper out and tell us how do you understand this article?
Yeah, what's going on? Y'all gonna have to give me a minute. Hold on.
Sure. This is too much stuff that you can't just reject. There's too much evidence that goes against the government of Israel, and this is what the problem is. I mean, some of these folks I don't know, man. They keep on denying the facts. Norma, you can write it in the chat. How do you summarize this article that's pinned to the top of the page? Can you click on it, read it? It's from Times of Israel, not even from Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is a terrorist.
No, but he's next. They're gonna say that Times of Israel's undercover Hamas thing and tunnels and everything. But it's crazy, bro. They believe in lies. I remember even when the war first started. I think it was Yoav Galant who also went into the hospital and he said, "Look at this calendar. It has basically it's where the Hamas members basically start their shift. They come here and they write down these are all the Hamas days." I remember those days, and all of the Zionists were reposting it, saying, "Look, see," and then all the Arabic translators just read it. It says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's what I'm saying. These people are lost.
I remember that. I read the article, but I mean, it just, to me, I didn't really see anything that, at least for me, that raised suspicions. It just sounded like they were trying to get aid through or work out something.
Can't hear you, Pepe.
Sorry, Pepe, repeat yourself. We couldn't hear you properly.
Could you hear me now?
Yeah,
now.
I read the article and I didn't really. I guess I didn't see what the problem was. I guess he met with civilians, or they had some civilian arrangements so that aid could get across. That Qatar wanted them to.
He added more aid. Right, number one. Number two,
Dr. Sasha.
Talking to Hamas,
Hey, Dr. Sasha, how you doing, buddy? Everybody likes talking to Sasha. Sasha's fun. Sasha's a lot of fun. How are you, Sasha? You gonna raise your hand?
They wanted to kill Yahya.
I'd rather talk to you than listen to this bullshit.
You should read all of it. I think maybe just you didn't really read it all the way.
Well, I did, but I mean, I guess I didn't see how that would be
so
proof of planning or.
I'll tell you how. Fadi brought up some good points.
What up, Dr. Sasha?
First, they took Yahya Sinwar.
What up? Are you in your car?
No, I'm at home. My fucking Bluetooth earphones suck. So if I have too much background noise,
Wait, let me see if I have the volume down. Okay, I can hear you better now.
Kids got TV on. No, I'm just at home chilling. I haven't been on here in a couple days because of the working on other stuff, but I lost the zeal that I had last week. I fucking went hard. Now I'm like, I got a little bit of a drain going on from Clubhouse, so I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I'm not as excited about it anymore.
Hey, Dr. El Normo, how are you doing? I was just listening to Amir's propaganda bullshit. I was live streaming it in here. Now I'm talking to Sasha. Shavua Tov. Hope you're well. We're talking about nothing. I don't know if you want to say hi or, there's nothing happening here. But there's nothing happening in Amir's room. It's amazing how they use English to just twist words. Welcome, BB. Well, let's see. 4 different rooms.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Which Max is that? Oh, no. Hey, Dr. Sasha. Did you want to hear more of Amir?
Warm relations between Netanyahu and Hamas. And there's also another article that suggests some kind of warm relations between.
Sasha, I'm about to blaze some amazing Pineapple Express. And I'm sipping on a Birmosa, sitting in the sun on an island with a beautiful blonde on my shoulder or on my arm. She's obsessed with me. She loves me. She says she wants to be the mother of my children and bear me a what is it, a lineage? Or bear me a house.
You're living in multiple dimensions, dude. What are you, from multiplicity or something? You could operate your rig.
I mean, I'll use your words, Dad.
What's it called? Did you ever see this movie called like Dark City, or I can't remember what the fuck it was called?
Oh yeah, Dark Tuning.
I think so. It's a weird movie, right?
With Kiefer Sutherland and
yeah.
And that other sort of semi-cross-eyed, dark-haired actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie The Bomb is one of my favorites as a teenager when I was growing up. They can tune. You don't like listen to Pepe talk? Isn't he like? Remember he was like a cult leader back in the day, just because he would say the N-word all the time.
That's what I was going to say. You know.
I don't know. He's stupid. I've always made fun of him.
You got that whiny voice. Hey, dude. Off topic, but I spent like good 15 minutes trying to find a clip of that audiobook voice that is your Apuria, or whatever. And I couldn't find it, dude. It's so similar. I really wanted to share it with you. I think you would have laughed how spot on it is. It's fucking exactly the same.
Mm.
So have you just been making fun of everyone in Clubhouse all day?
Basically, at the end of the day, it's all a roast, yeah.
It gets wild, right? In the evening? All right? Everyone goes fucking, like, I don't know, they're all on their drugs.
Yeah, I would say Friday night, Saturday night, there's a higher, drinking rate, and so there's more instability. Welcome, Zach, to Palestine the Scam. It's a meme movie. I'm smoking Pineapple Express. We've got, let's see. We've got 11, 12. We got like 15 YouTube viewers. What are you doing, Zach?
I'm smoking Gush Mints. That's what it's called. Gush Mints. Mints. Does it sound like I'm lisping when I say mints? There's like an echo of a lisp. Gush Mints.
I don't know, but I figured out something pretty funny with my meme shit. Let me post the link. Hold on.
It's such a lisp, Zach. It sounds like you're saying Ibiza.
Well, I told you, I used to have a lisp.
But you've been working on your elocution.
No, I used to talk like this all the time. I used to say, hello, my name is Zach. Zach Ruda. And I used to talk like this. I went all through high school talking like this. But then I went to speech. No, my parents never taught me how to say an F.
Okay, you should bring that up with them.
I was angry with them. I was very angry with them. But then I went to speech therapy, and he taught me how to say an S. But sometimes when I say the S, I have to work hard because it's easy to slip back into the lisping.
Yeah, that's kind of like when I'm inebriated, all the time. I need to really focus on man's words.
So this is the new thing? What, you've got a Pepe mask and the Thanos hand?
Yeah, I'm going to film more tonight where I'm going to hold a sword, and I'm going to just do that. Please subscribe. And I'm going to do it with the American flag, and I think it'll, I'll get a couple thousand views. The United States CIA on my YouTube account has wrote, hey, do you know something that is massive? Are you smoking marijuana?
There you go.
Man, I'll tell you, everybody at the dispensary is miserable. It's the funniest thing. It's like everybody's there, gets their high supply, and everybody in the dispensary is like, I hate my life. Because I have to work here while everybody buys drugs from me, and I can't use drugs to feel good about myself as I'm selling you the drugs.
Yes, for the most part, that is true. My dispensary is run by the farmer. It's like the farmer is the owner, and so I go into his dispensary, and sometimes he like ducks out the back, and it smells like he was just smoking some weed. He's like, "Oh, I just took a big hit. What can I get you?" But yeah, in general, it seems like a shitty job working at the dispensary. It's basically like working at a gas station. People just come in, buy their shit, leave.
How the hell did how many millions of Americans have been locked up? You got locked up for smoking weed at a park.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you and I are a similar generation. But did you like have experiences as a teenager, like running? Like I remember running from the police, like actively running and ducking and like running away from the cops as they were chasing me because we were smoking weed in a park when we were 16.
No, when I was a kid, we lit a fire at the railroad tracks, and the cops zoomed down the railroad tracks, and that was the first time I ever got put in cuffs. But they didn't like take us to the police station. They just brought us home and told our parents they found us standing around a fire, smoking cigarettes or something.
That's how old were you then?
I don't know. It might have been like 8th grade.
Nice of them to not arrest you. I think in DC it was like the cops had enough, and they were just like, if a kid is smoking weed, he goes to the station. We had to go to the station.
The United States CIA on YouTube has told us, also, I fucking love Pepe the Frog. That is a W, and thank you for reading the chat. And then somebody named Mimi's Gaming wrote, Skibbity Toilety.
This is not live. Is this live, the link you posted, or are you live?
I'm live on that
It's
account.
live now, live on the mememovie.com.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, my friend Max last night told me maybe this meme thing is going to be your big success.
I'd like to mute your video. Can I mute the YouTube? I'm not sure about that.
Turn your volume down.
Yeah, but then I can't. I want to keep the Clubhouse and mute the YouTube.
Dr. Sasha, do you want to join memespodcast.com?
Describe that. What is it?
It's called memespodcast.com. Do you want to join?
On this platform?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? How do I do that?
Just click the house.
I already did that. It just doesn't update the ticket.
Well, you have to leave.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I guess to be cool, I'll do that to signify that I'm a conformist and Joe.
Yes, cash in your pink ticket. There you go. He's in the house.
Yeah, I join all of the Edmund houses whenever I see them. There's so many though; it's hard to keep up with.
I know it's hard to keep up, but.
How many times have you guys been put in handcuffs? I'm curious.
Just once. Oh, no, twice.
Yeah, I had one time as well.
I would say at least 3, but I might be able to come up with some more if I could think of it. But it was all for stupid shit. It was all weed related. Everything was always related to that.
Isn't that kind of crazy? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mine was entering a house that I thought I was living in because I was so out of my skull, and the door was open, of course, because it's Canada, and it ended up fine. It was just I need to spend the night in their cells, like their drunk tank. No charges, nothing. So that was pretty sweet. It was a good experience. It really confused the cops. I kind of.
Sasha, let me ask you a question. Do you think Canadians have essentially like drank our milkshake here in America, and you guys have it way better than we do?
What is explain what drinking the milkshake means?
Meaning that like we held on to the shit. Like you guys never had like an active slave population, that incorporated into society. So like your society is far more culturally high class to a certain extent. Like you're more WASP than America.
Well, we're more tied to the British tradition, but then throw all that out the window the last 15 years, just to or 20 years, just to the dissolving mores and the mass immigration policy of our faggot leader. But I wouldn't say the slavery thing. I don't know. I mean, if you're implying that there's a troubled population that we don't have, maybe you're not implying.
Yeah,
that,
I'm saying like let me live stream in 10 different clown house rooms and be like, yeah, we ain't got that in Canada. That's in America.
I don't know if I control people like that. I'm on this one right now. But no, I mean, we didn't retain any good stuff really. Like our taxes are fucked. Like I'm paying through the teeth, and there's mass break-ins now in the affluent neighborhood I live in, which is kind of fucked up because I don't have anything valuable. I don't mind if someone steals something from me, but I don't want to be. Anyways, I don't want to die. Get in some violent altercation because I'm too reasonable and some some 80 IQ retard thinks I'm tricking them because I'm so compliant. I don't fucking know. We got our problems up here, big time. It seems like
Now, there's a question of how many times you've been put in handcuffs, but then it's, have you ever been punched in the face? How many times? Have you ever been mugged on the street? How many times?
Okay, from my recollection, I've never been mugged. I've been punched in the face, but not hard enough to really constitute a proper punch in the face.
You never got clocked.
No, but I've been physically concussed. I've been physically, I would say, abused for extended periods of time.
By who? Your parents?
My sibling. But I'm pretty stalwart. So I would not if I got fucking. Oh no, I did get punched in the face really fucking hard. Yeah. This is a great story. So
you almost blocked it out because it was painful.
No, it's just my past is so rich. Like I've got to consult the archives. But there's lots of shit is in here. So yeah, I got my friend, he was my housemate in university. He's a 6'4", probably 250-pound Russian guy who was practicing boxing at the time, and we had an argument because we didn't go out in the town together. I guess because he wanted to go someplace, I want to go someplace, whatever. At that in the young 20s, you're like, your buddies, and I guess his butt was hurt, and hurt feelings. And I come back, and he's arguing with me because he's hammered and I'm hammered, and then for some reason I take a swing at him, and then because he's a boxer, he fucking dodges it. He hits me in the ribs. So I hunch over, and then he fucking right hooks me right in the face. And to my credit, I didn't fall down. I stumbled backwards. I caught myself against the wall, and then I'm like, "Yeah, you want to go, you fucking asshole?" And then he just stops because he split my eyebrow so thick that blood was just fucking gushing everywhere. I'm like, "Yeah, you like that? And then he was like, "Dude, you're bleeding really badly." And then I'm like, "Yeah, is that good for you?" And then he's like, "No." And then I think I started laughing. He started laughing. It was good. Deflation after that. Really, really strong hit. And he sat down. He disinfected it with cologne. We laughed about it. Too drunk to go to the hospital. I went the next day to the infirmary or something. And at that point, my whole eye was swollen up. He actually fractured my orbital cavity. So when I run my finger over my brow, I can still feel the indentation of his knuckle. Now, so I didn't get stitches and anything, but it healed up fine, and I don't think I have any brain damage. But the scar is pretty badass. It's right in my thick eyebrows. Maybe you can even see it in the picture. I don't know. Would be the one on the right of the picture. It's in there someplace. So yeah, no, I did get punched in the face, probably harder than 99% of people in the developed world get punched in the face. But to my credit, I did not fall over. I could take my shit.
There you go. That's a good story. It looks like you have a scar in your it would be the right eyebrow for your face, but it would be on my left.
It's here. Let me find. I think it's on my left eyebrow. Yeah, it's my left eyebrow. That's a big one. But anyways, I'm assuming you mugged and beaten up too.
Oh, many times. Somehow I just lost my wallet. I took the wallet out of the pants. Oh, many times.
Why are you getting beaten up many times? Why? What? You're not very street smart. You just fucking walk around.
I think I can be very annoying. I think that I can. I have a tendency to annoy. And
you don't know when to stop. That's the thing. I know. I'm annoying as fuck, but I always weasel my way out.
Right. Yeah, and I think that not everybody is always able to control their patience when faced with somebody who is annoying them. Also, I got mugged a couple times.
It doesn't sound like you're this was that you have regrets about it, which is good.
I think that I've made my peace with it because it happened a long time ago. And I'm also distracted because I cannot believe that I lost my wallet inside of my own house. I just had it in my hand, and now I can't find it. But no, I got mugged on the street once, and then I also got set up to be jumped. Some friends of mine thought it would be funny if other guys jumped me.
Do you think because you're Jewish that played into it? Like they didn't like the types?
It's possible. I mean, that's very astute. The friend who did set me up to get jumped hates Jews and always made fun of me for being Jewish. But a lot of my other friends in high school were Jewish, and so it wasn't...
What are you, 5'8", 160 pounds, relatively athletic, something like that?
No, I'm 5'11", 185 pounds, relatively athletic, but also addicted to garbage food.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're not an easy target for, I guess, a single person, but I guess two normal people.
Well, a lot of this stuff happened in high school. A lot of it happened in high school.
We played this game in high school. It was the best when I was in the 6th grade. You guys probably played it as well. It's called Smear the Queer, where there's a big group of boys, 20, and you throw the ball up in the air, and the bravest person goes and gets the ball, and they run around, and everyone else just tries to fucking just destroy the person, just get them right into the ground so the ball then rolls, and the next person who's brave picks it up and runs. That game was probably the most exhilarating game I've ever played in my life.
That sounds like a fun game. My friends in high school, we would just go to the body. We didn't bother playing games. My friends, when I got my friends in high school, I was like, what do you want to do? They were like, we want to go to the body. And I was like, what does that mean? John, do you know what that means? I was like, John, hey, let's go to the body. He might not be there. He might be drinking beer and smoking Pineapple Express.
No, I'm here. I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means? Go to the body? All right. Well, if John and I ever went to the body, it wouldn't be pretty. But going to the body just means you basically just fight each other, but you don't punch each other in the face. So I was like, go to the body. All right, let's go to the body. And then they would just start punching me and be like, hit back, punch. And then I'd be like, all right, I guess. So anyway, that's what we would do. We'd just kind of punch each other in the stomach. It's very stupid. Sounds shockingly stupid now when I say it out loud, but we were 15, so.
Stomach, man, that's hard. We would do we'd always do the arms. The stomach is all that organ stuff in there, and kidney to the back too, to the what do you call it, the straps.
Yeah, you can go to the back. The back is included in the body.
That's a lot. That's the most pain you can get in the area of your stomach and the flank and everything. Fuck, dude, that's hard. By the way, side note, I'm not going to call John because I think Edmund is such a better name. There was a little bit of a fight club at my school too. One guy was really good at jiu-jitsu, not Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like stand-up kind. And he had some mitts, and people put the mitts on, and they would just go at it. So it's really interesting to see like the little guy with explosive power that was like the Energizer Bunny against like the bigger guy that had more power, was a little slower, and the grit, you know, who could summon the grit, and all untrained fighters. It was really awesome. I was no good at it. I participated once, but like I think every boy growing up needs to have this recklessly aggressive play, and that the feminization of so much stuff and all the liability and the safety shit, like there's like tag, like something online, I bought something or something, and they're like, thank you for your patronage or whatever, stay safe. I'm like, fucking stay safe from what, motherfuckers? Stay safe? It really pisses me off, and I don't know how I'm gonna get my boys to, you know, be a little rough.
Well, you already said it. Think about what you said. You already said it. You already know.
How am I gonna get? Oh, so I can push my kids around for sure.
No, that's not it, asshole. Send them to jiu-jitsu.
Oh, okay.
Smack them around a little bit.
Yeah. No. But to these martial, okay, yeah, they should get kicked around a little bit, but that's good.
Feminists, I agree.
What's up, faggot?
What's up, faggot?
No, the jiu-jitsu, bro. I'm working on this now at age 37. I mean, I'm, you know, when you have everything in its own time. I did some things, I didn't do some things. I advanced in some areas, and I still need to grow in other areas. But I feel like I still need to grow towards my own masculinity, and I am training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for that reason. And helping out at the kids class, because I work with kids a lot, and so I see the kids and how they train, and I think it's really good. Your question was, is it real? Or is it actually gonna get them some violence, or is it all pretend? Was that what you were gonna ask?
Yeah, I was going to, and I didn't ask because I realized it was real.
Yeah, well, some of them are not. Like I was in college, my friend was all about Wing Chun Kung Fu, and I think some of them are less real than others, but I think Jiu-Jitsu is one of the realer ones.
You know, the most upset I ever got, my son, my wife, when he was like, I think he was about 7 or 8, he went to maybe 8, went to whatever, some summer camp with basketball and all that type of stuff. And we get a call, and he punched some kid in the face. And then I get the story from him, and he's freaked out. He's like, it was hard for me to, because he knew me and Mom were super pissed off, and it was the most serious thing to date. And basically the kids had, one of the taller boys had like this little fight club circle, and he was putting kids together. He's like, okay, fight. So the other kid thought it was just fun, but my son took it seriously and just clocked the guy. And although it was the proudest moment, one of the more proud moments I had, but I also had to come down hard on him and explain to him, you know, like it's great. In my head, I felt it was great that he could summon some masculinity and aggression, because I always thought he was a softie. But then at the same time, he needs to understand the situation better, because he needs to know if the other kid's fighting for real, if the other kids agreed upon it, if it's like a real competition, or if it's play fighting. Because with play fighting, just fucking get some kid all bruised and bloody. That's not cool, but it's a ride. And,
well, that's why you got to go to the body. You know, because you punch a kid in the head one time, you can kill him. His head falls over, hits his head on the ground, he's dead. But you go to the body, it's just, you know, get a little bruised up.
I heard jiu-jitsu was good for like, because I wanted to take like a self-defense class, you know.
And you should do it.
No, and I heard that like that was like something that would be good for like me.
And there are women at my jiu-jitsu place who remind me of you.
Really? What is that?
Yeah. Well, just like there's like No, just kind of like, athletic mom vibe. They're like in their, I don't know how old you are, but they're maybe 50s or something, and they're getting it. And so I think if you are curious about it, you should try. Do you remember, Anne? Do you remember Lewis?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't seen
He
him.
actually texted me recently.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, but Lewis, and do you know Dallas?
Oh yeah.
So Lewis and Dallas literally are like they inspired me to do jujitsu.
Okay.
Those are two men in my life who were like, yeah, Zach, you should try it. And then I tried it. One time I talked to Lewis, I was like, dude, I'm training now, and he was like, good job.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dallas in oh my gosh, a while. But it was weird that you just brought up Lewis because literally Lewis texted me like I haven't seen him on the app for years. And he messaged me and I didn't know the number and it was Lewis from Clubhouse. I was like, oh my gosh, hi.
No, Dallas is still around. His name is Stilgar. Have you seen him? He hangs out.
Oh my gosh, that's Stilgar?
Yeah, he hangs out with like dumb black people a lot.
That is
Yeah. Stilgar, that's Dallas.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be outing him, but
I really like him. What, you guys don't like him?
no, he's my friend on Instagram.
So Stilgar sounds different than Dallas, if you know what I mean.
Maybe. I don't know. It's been a few years. I don't know. It's been a few years, but yeah, that's who it is.
Apparently he's like a little gorilla that just fucking shoots.
Bro, and I know what Dallas looks like for real, so now, but like Stilgar, his shtick is not Dallas' shtick. Like,
His behavior, his clubhouse persona has changed.
That guy has the misfortune of growing up really smart, like high IQ. I was surrounded by fucking idiots and retards.
nobody chooses to go into chillism.
Maybe because that's part of his conditioning. Maybe he needs to be surrounded by retardation.
I think they need helping them. I mean, it's nice to have a Stilgar in the room, or like a Zach, or like I like when.
Oh, Edmund Dakin.
Let's just say his name is not really Stilgar. That's the name from the movie Dune. He's just another low IQ dumb person talking about nothing, wasting time.
Wasting time.
You know what? And Edmund can be like, you can have the greatest conversations with him, or he can be like just wasting time, just a complete douchebag.
Who, Edmund?
Yeah, he can seriously be like.
I think. Look, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go gay here, but I think even the trolling serves a purpose because usually the trolling only comes out when other people in the room have been irascible for like an hour. And then Edmund is like, all right, this is what it feels like. And then you're listening to that.
No, it's to just show you that no real new information is being learned by the speakers or the listeners on this app. It's total social. It really is. I have books on my shelf that have more information compressed in it than anything I've ever heard in this piece of shit. Thus, it's low IQ dumb people that talk about nothing. It's what it is.
But then there's people, so why don't you share some of that knowledge and exchange ideas? Like, I'm sure you do it with Zach, right? You guys probably have some good conversations.
We do all the time.
We do. We read books.
Nobody comes into those rooms, though. They come in and they're like, you do come in sometimes and then you float away because it's boring.
No, not boring. Me and Edmund have had, like, we talk about, like, religion and stuff. But, like, yeah, I mean, he has some great moments. But I understand that if he's going to give me some of his knowledge, I should probably bring something to the table, too. And when I do, I think he engages in good conversation with me. Other than that, he just says we're all stupid.
Well, we are all stupid.
Well, define stupid. I mean, we've kept this app alive, haven't we?
No.
Yeah. I kind of think of this as like a corner of the app. I mean, the app is bigger than us, right? I kind of feel like I found this like little corner where like people know each other, but How many people are? I don't know.
250,000 users. That doesn't mean active as of like date, but
Right, but I only know maybe 300 or 400 or 500 at most. Like I don't think I know 250,000.
there's maybe 1,000 people that are on this app daily.
Okay, fair enough. But if you had to list your cast of characters, you know, Edmund, Jazzy, you know, Ryan Boswell, you run out of names after a few hundred, I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know what's kind of interesting is like if you think you reframe the app, you really don't. Like the owners do, and who the owners are and who the actual operators are, you know, of this app, which is I don't know if you know who they are, but they hold the town halls, and it's like they don't even listen to what's actually being said on the app. I mean, because it's pretty transparent. There's no like invisible listener in the room per se, you know. So I don't know which billionaire is essentially invested in this app, but it's interesting to think that a billionaire may have heard you speaking about things. It's possible, but not likely.
Well, yeah, I forget his name. But it shows who their contributors are. I forget his name.
So I want everybody in the audience to know that this room has nothing to do right now with the title of this room, but we were live streaming in a very low IQ, very low vibration room full of morons talking about nothing, twisting everything around and essentially trying to reframe things for their own sick, ridiculously retarded political purposes. And you will hear a lot of terrorists on this app. And I will say that in the age of Trump, you better be careful what you say about Hamas, because if you're a terrorist sympathizer in this country, I can assure you that there might be repercussions for you if the right recording goes to the right person. And next thing you know, it's more than just a knock on your door to talk about it. I think that, you know, a lot for a long time, conservatives have been targeted in this country, and now it could be the exact opposite. Welcome, El Normo.
Well, Norm supports terrorists every day. Just kidding.
You hear a lot of stupid shit. I mean, let me just jump you back into that room. I want to reframe it for you. That's the point of this room. I want you to listen to that room in another room and just be amazed at what you hear.
Tell me why they won't stop.
I'm not gonna go into circles.
Tell me why the fighting won't stop. Because the U.S. government gave the ultimatum.
No, because Israel is not gonna stop attacking, so the fighting is not gonna. Resistance is not gonna stop.
Yeah, but they're attacking for a reason. The reason why they're attacking is because
What?
It's absurd, David. Every
Wait. Because what?
Because there are people in Gaza who are doing very not nice things.
So are they killing people?
Israel.
So what about prior to October 7th?
Before that, they were doing a lot of not nice things. Yes,
I mean, David, honestly, I think is funny. To me, that's
He's
like
hilarious.
It's very funny, but I think if he really is fully intoxicated, and the reason why he kind of slurs and is slow is because he's drinking, that's not that funny.
He's drinking, but he's also like the biggest troll. Probably bigger than you, Edmund.
He's totally trolling. He does enjoy a cocktail, and he's so much smarter than these guys that he can sort of, he could be 10 sheets to the wind and still just outmaneuver them, and he's laughing the whole time.
And he's like, you don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that. But that's not very nice.
And be nice.
Yeah. He's Catholic too.
Very funny.
I'm meeting him next Tuesday in real life.
You're going to enjoy meeting him. He's a great
knows
guy.
him. He knows him.
Who is that speaking?
It's Q.
Who?
Q.
Q.
I don't know from Q.
Yes, you do.
Well, I don't know him as Q.
Well, you do.
Unless it's the guy from the James Bond film with the devices.
Why not?
Maybe. Can we hear more of David Bobadilla, please?
Bobadilla.
I think I may have just gotten kicked out of that room or blocked or something.
Really?
Yeah. Or it
I
ended.
don't even kick you out anymore. Aren't you happy?
I don't know. I'm past like, really having responses to anything on this app. I mean, I just want to have some personal responsibility. Like earlier, El Normo, when Nora came in the room and started like crying and doing her act and shtick, like I don't want to be, I communicate with her and I don't want to be responsible. I record everything, so I want my interactions to be positive, but also I want to roast people who are worthy of being roasted, like really vain, egotistical people. But anyways, I just also don't want to get caught up in something that could happen because she is, a little unstable. And I feel bad for people, that maybe aren't self-reliant or can't take care of themselves. Or either way, if you talk to the right people and they reframe what they've heard her say, you do have to be worried about what these people are thinking and saying. So don't take it lightly. When I hear people talk all cutesy bootsy, I still want to bar my door and buy more guns, Like, I don't really trust this sentiment that they're putting out, and just their neurosis, is cast onto you. So it's like you engage them all the time and debate them all the time, and like you are literally absorbing their toxic, neurotic projection chronically. Because it's not just about Israel Palestine, it's about the fact that they're not in control of their thoughts to a certain extent. They're like driven by this, and it is like, contaminated them. It's not healthy. But it goes for you too. It goes for anybody who's chronically engaged in that communication just all the time. It's got to be a balance.
Then I go to synagogue and it's all lifted from me, and I'm just praying and I'm thinking, oh my God, these guys have no idea. It's just pathetic. It's just pathetic copium. That's all it is. Wisdom. They don't even believe what they're saying. One line contradicts the other.
Norm.
I don't know.
Well, that may be true, Norm.
But what he was saying, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to speak softly because now I'm in a public place, but he still has a point, Norm, with the question of that. What's the point of engaging with them? We're not going to change their mind, and we are absorbing their negative energy.
I don't absorb negative energy. And I think it's good to show them that there's such a thing as truth, there's such a thing as rational thought. There are civilized people in the world who don't hide behind their women and children in order to then try to imitate a horrible genocide that was done to the Jewish people. Say, no, the genocide happened to us. It's nonsense. It's nonsense, and I think the world is seeing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for you to say that you're not affected by it, like, I mean, how many times or maybe we only did it once, where you engaged in a conversation where someone on an app got like the best of you one day, and you got off the app and you're like, oh my God, I cannot even believe I acted like that. Like, that's happened. And when you are...
It happened to me or to you?
No, I'm saying in general, we all can probably say that about ourselves at one point or another.
I'm strategic in the way I react.
Okay.
And I didn't say it doesn't affect me. I said I don't absorb their negativity. That's all.
But
Maybe you're protected by your narcissism.
Yeah, and when you're dreaming...
By my maturity and my sense of right and wrong. I'm not insecure about what's right and what's wrong.
But how you spend your time demonstrates what you value.
You dropped out.
No, I think you're doing exactly what you want to do, and I don't find anything wrong with it. And I think you're doing a very accurate assessment and analysis. And people who are judging you are actually the ones that have the problem because they have an opinion. And you are a very unique person in the sense that, you are who you are, and your connection to Israel is, significant. Anyways, the point is, I've told you before, like, read some poetry to these people, because technically what you're doing, and I'm doing, and everyone is doing, is just putting information into a box. So if we want to trick the box, put poetry into it, because what you're really doing, it's just like dating. And when you talk to a woman, the words you use are so important. Because if you are not spreading joy and happiness and equilibrium to the communication, you're an annoying person. So you can trick the box by doing neurolinguistic programming on people and conditioning them with positivity. And I think if you were to be more aware of that, you could at least experiment with it and say, this is actually a different way to play the game, because they're unaware that you're tricking them by acquiescing. And if you ask them politely, I'd just like to read you a poem, even if you were to read them the Ice Cream Emperor. I mean, I was reading Rumi to Nora earlier, yesterday. Like, to me, that's a way to trick people by feeding them positivity, but it's not a trick. It's actually the best way to communicate. It's best for the speaker and it's best for the listener. So that's my biggest complaint about Clown House is no one is reading into the box with positivity. That's my point.
Okay, so this reminds me of that Lady Gaga song, Bad Romance. First time I heard it, I didn't understand it. And I asked my gay friend, I'm like, I don't understand the song. You know, you and me can have a bad romance. Like, what does that mean? And he explains, like, sometimes there is a desire for getting annoyed and getting upset and getting heightened emotion and all of that, which is just, it's anathema to me.
It's called codependency.
Well, yeah, something like that. So that explains, I think, a lot of the relationships between these rooms that are fighting, because I think they know that nothing's going anywhere. They're just having a bad romance.
I'm showing them that nobody is buying their bullshit. There is such a thing as facts. There is such a thing as truth. There is such a thing as peace. That we invite them to peace, but we are also prepared for the alternative. And then it becomes their choice, and they have to sit on their choices and deal with the consequences of their actions. And so far, it's largely been tragic, but it has been the fulfillment of their wishes. And again, Nora, I don't want to trigger you or anything. I see that you're here, and I respect you and your situation. But if they wanted a state, they'd have a state right now. That's pretty clear. And the fact that, I didn't like that deal, well, that's something else. Nobody likes all aspects of a deal that they accept, but they move their people forward instead of backwards. Right now, the prospect of a state for them is very, 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 very slim, and the prospect for them to have anything at all is now contingent upon the charity of others. Somebody now has to rebuild a place upon which they brought death and destruction by kidnapping innocent civilians and then acting as though they were the victims. And we got a government in this country, in the U.S., that says, you know what, this is nonsense. You don't take hostages, give them back, or all hell's going to break loose. That's what the president of the U.S. is. Not the prime minister of Israel, but the president of the United States. So that's the situation that we're in.
You believe you're making a change. Is that correct?
No. We're living life as we need to. I don't believe we're making change.
No, I mean participation on Clubhouse here and arguing with the...
No, I'm changing myself. I reaffirm my convictions of reality. I'm not trying to change anybody else because I know it's not possible unless they want to, and their lives is their responsibility. I'm changing myself. I've learned a lot about Judaism. I've learned a lot about the region. I've learned a lot about my own convictions as a result of this app. Those rooms, those people create Zionists because of their willful self-destruction and their clear inability to make a coherent case for themselves.
Yeah, that's the irony. I mean, I like Alan Watts a lot. I've listened to him many times, and he was talking about how he's having a debate with Margaret Mead, and he said to her, you scare me because you're the type of person who's going to push that button. You make me want to bar my door and buy more guns. I believe in the law and security and our Constitution, and I can just see how no one is talking about law, which is now. And if you believe in Zen, which is essentially now, anytime somebody commits a horrific act of violence is the greatest violation of the law. And it was so fucking despicable what they did on October 7th. And literally, it's physics. Opposite and equal reaction. I mean, Gaza's not totally gone, but look what those actions did to these people. Anyways, total catastrophe of human sciences, human consciousness, human awareness, human mindfulness, human love. Insane behavior, but that's where the law comes into play. And if you are against the law, you are on the wrong side of the equation. And that's why I say, speak into this box, words of love and positivity and equilibrium. Beware of what you think and what you say, because you might find yourself on the wrong side of the law.
I feel like that was a suck to me.
You know, our neighbors are the Arabs, and the Arabs respect strength. They don't respect nice. They don't respect pity or beseechment. And Israel has shown itself to be so relentless and reliable and powerful when needed that the Arabs have now turned to Israel and asked for our protection, which we freely offer. Protection over Saudi, over the other Khaliji or Gulf states from the imperialism of Persia, of the Iranian genocide regime. And that's the truest victory that Israel has achieved, that the people who were formerly our enemies now come to us. Do you know that we extend the Iron Dome over Saudi and Bahrain and UAE? We protect them from attacks from other imperialists.
This is called Clubhouse. If you want to download the app, this is the room.
That's a real test of what Israel has shown the world. That we're reliable, that we're consistent, and that we're strong.
To Israeli. I'm an Israeli Palestinian.
Very nice.
That's good to hear.
You see, Nora, you asked me a second ago, like what I just said, was it directed to you? It's not even necessarily directed to you. I mean, I'm 42. I've read some books, and I know I'm still pretty stupid. But the point is, you know, it's philosophy, which is essentially God. And I know you believe in God. Therefore, you should understand that the word God is essentially law. And we have laws, you know, that you may not quite understand, but they are essentially what you're doing and what you're supporting, and the way you're constantly thinking. It's all to your detriment. No one is here to try to reverse engineer a solution for you. This is mostly a debate app. I think it's mostly a roast app. You either roast yourself or you roast other people. But I'm just saying, you know, I wish you well. I wish everyone well. No one has anything against you personally, and everybody knows you have a perspective and a frame of reference that is uniquely yours. No one can deny anyone's ethnicity. The point is, in the now, you have to try to transcend above words.
The New York Post denied my ethnicity.
Anyways, the point is right now that Palestine, the Scam, a meme movie, is being live streamed, and we have over 1,000 viewers on YouTube.
If you did get 1,000, I think it's probably because he exploited my songs. And it's because he exploited my situation, so now they're always like waiting. Oh my God. Like, congratulations, give me my cut.
You were exploiting your own situation.
No, I wasn't. I was in the hospital.
Well, yeah, but for you to come on Clubhouse respectfully.
I'm on Clubhouse because I want to
listen. You
distract myself. I want to distract myself.
You're not listening, Nora. Nora, you're not listening.
Oh, nice.
Let's recognize Randy in the house. Welcome, Dr. Randy.
Hi, Randy.
My middle name's misspelled in almost everything.
But you're Nora Vandora.
I am.
Randy Randissimo.
So, Anne, when they smear that coal dust on your forehead, what does that even mean?
Stop it.
No, I'm being serious. Like, what is it?
Ash, because Jesus was cremated, and then you're rubbing part of his ashes on your forehead or something.
No.
They cremated Jesus?
No. Okay. So, well, it just marks the first day of Lent, essentially, and we all.
And you do realize it's supposed to be a metaphor for the third eye, right?
Well, stop it. Stop it.
No, seriously, it's right there where the Hindus put the dot. It's the same metaphor. but the symbol is the cross. The symbol of the cross is two genders, man and woman.
I didn't know why the Hindus did that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the third eye, which represents the divine.
Yeah, so, and I think it's good to fast, and it's good to, like, just cleanse and think about, you know, what can I sacrifice? What am I doing that's, like, just probably not healthy for me? And what can I do to better myself? Just, like, good to remind yourself.
It's called meditation, self-reflection.
Yeah, and it's good.
But you do realize it's not just a fast from food or a fast from bad behavior. It's a fast from thinking all the time. Because when you think all the time, you can never be in the now. And the now is all important.
You're right. You're right. Yep.
The Hindu god is called Bindi. Edmund, I would encourage you to get your terminology straight, is not to offend anybody.
Oh, Dr. Normo, did you see the video I created with the image overlay? I don't know if you ever clicked it, but, you know, it's interesting how, I would love to, like, take these conversations and turn them into cartoons, because it would reframe all these conversations and you'd see how ludicrous it is. It would look like South Park.
That's actually a brilliant idea. You should do that. Seriously.
Well, I do it with a static image overlay, but to, you know, actually...
To actually create,
I can't remember the name of the AI.
AI was all powerful. Can't you just feed it all the videos, and then it'll sort through the names and voices?
The problem is, discovery and the algorithm is all important, and there's like ways to get views, but unfortunately, these videos do not get views. And I think it's because of what's being discussed. And also, the algorithm tests and wants to find the stickiest videos, and these are just not sticky videos. And if you could automate or try to do the advanced movements, it's like, yeah, it would have a higher sticky rate. But even then, it's still not that interesting.
Well, because you recorded like the whole entirety of the room, and not, if you like clipped it, because people.
You have to just look at your own consumption. Go to TikTok right now and look at what the algorithms. It's showing you is the highest hypnotic type of video it can possibly show you is what the algorithm wants to show you.
No, I'll be honest. My Instagram and my TikTok algorithm are like the only things that I enjoy, and it's like not just political things. It's like it's religion, it's God, it's philosophy. It's literally those algorithms are like everything that I like. This algorithm on Clubhouse is the only algorithm that I don't even know what kind of algorithm it is.
Speaking of algorithms, today on Twitter X, I talked to a few Jewish people in Israel, and it was a really good conversation.
All communication is hypnosis.
Yeah, so that's true, and I was going to say Jewish people are people.
Okay, I talked to Jews in Israel. Is that better?
Were they Jewish or just Jews?
Nora, let me ask you a trick question. Could you maybe tell me like 3 positive words that you can come up with right now, please? Thank you.
Beauty, love, orange.
Orange is a positive word?
Yeah.
Why is orange a positive word?
Because it's associated with sunrises and sunsets.
That song, Something in the Orange. Have you heard of it?
Aren't you glad I'm here?
Always.
Well, I am drinking a mimosa with orange juice and cinnamon, so orange juice is also
What's a beer mimosa?
positive.
Just beer and orange juice?
Also, not just the color, but the food. Fruits.
Wait, are you really having beer and oranges combined? Is that really good?
Yeah, it's delicious.
What kind of beer?
Miller High Life.
Really?
Breakfast of the Chin.
Yeah, I put cinnamon in there. It's amazing.
Miller High Life.
How's your love life, Dr. Randy?
Oh my god! One thing I don't do is have sex and tell.
No, you said you took that chick out 4 times and she didn't invite you up. Did anything change?
Oh my god, dude!
things I said in confidence. That's not what I said, but if I said it, it would have been in confidence, and it's not something that you just bring up. And by the way, that wasn't me. That was
I gotta tell you something. Oh, maybe it wasn't you then.
Randy, I'm not even dating. My God, I'm married for 30 years.
Oh.
So you really got to be confused with somebody else, okay?
Okay, so listen to this. I got this book once in the mail. It's called Sex Magic. And I brought it with me on the third date. And when I went into her $1 million condo and I tossed the book on her, dining room table, I said, "Wow, who knew I only needed to bring a book with me called Sex Magic to a date, because all communication is hypnosis."
Dude. And then what happened?
The next day, she had Uber deliver a Plan B, and that was her breakfast.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my God.
Well, it's not his fault.
Hate the game, not the player.
It's crazy, though.
I look at the Plan B.
If you take the Plan B, I mean, do you know on Google you can't actually talk about sterility and the chemical in, the B plan? Like, the algorithm knows if you're talking about Plan B in a negative way.
Well, I don't believe in taking any of that because that's like an abortion to me.
It is an abortion. I mean, it literally. Yeah. Do you know 15% of people who take it end up in the hospital?
Really? Why? What
because you're causing you're causing a major fucking situation in the body. You do realize what it does. I mean, yeah. So it's like modifying.
It's an abortion. Yeah.
It's modifying the way your whole body is operating, which is really insane to think about. And you can have there are negative repercussions from anything serious like that you put in your body. So I mean, it's guaranteed to work.
Exactly, birth control, all of it. Like I believe that, like, I don't believe in contraceptives, and I will only, lie down with the person I absolutely love, and would, be okay with having a child with. Other than that, I don't do anything like that in my body.
That's really, that makes you more attractive.
They program the girls from their early teenage years to take birth control. If you do some research, you'll see. I mean, I'm just going based on anecdotal. But
yeah, Big Pharma's big.
I remember going to the doctors saying that I had bad cramps for my period or whatever, and they wanted me to take orthotricycline. And I'm like, birth control. And I was like 15. I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
But Randy, my point is, go on eBay and buy a book called Sex Magic and bring it with you. The next time you meet the love of your life, and just watch the magic unfold from the hypnosis of the book. It's hilarious.
What do you do? You ask the woman to read the book, or what do you do?
Just carry it with you and flash it and say, "Take a look at this."
The title alone.
Create conversation.
Yes! No, it's a book. It's a compression. There's so much information in it. You're giving somebody an external hard drive on Sex Magic. Of course they're going to want to fucking find out what's in that book. With you.
Right. It's called, say the name for everybody in the audience, please.
Sex Magic.
Right. And who wrote it?
I'll find it. It's not. It's
probably
behind
probably a woman. I bet you.
Because when you Google it, it's not. There isn't necessarily one title. It's been used a lot. A lot of people have ended up using this title.
I know. The book I have.
Is it Sex Magic? Take your body, mind, and relationship to the next level with spectacular intimacy.
No.
Dr. Laura Berman, is that it?
No, but you're right. There's tons of them.
Well, there you go. I've already found 2 books. Thank you. What did you find?
I found one that's called Sex Magic, the Guide, Our Path to Liberation.
And who is the writer, sir?
Key 23. I also found one called Sex Magic for Beginners by Sky Alexander.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. There are a lot of them. All right.
Okay. Thank you. So, guys, what do you do? You have? I mean, Wisdom, are you going to tell us which book, or are we
Yes.
just supposed to go out there and buy them all?
No, it's by Louis T. Culling. Louis, Louis T. Culling. Culling. Let me read to you just page 99. It's called Marijuana and Champagne. It says, probably the most difficult part of the whole magical operation is the required attitude toward the woman partner, in which the man should lose all possible awareness that she is a definite personality that he knows, even to erasing her name. The requirement is that you identify her as a goddess in manifestation, and better yet, that she becomes the embodiment of one's own daemon, one's heavenly lover. Surely you can see how it would be impossible to kid yourself that the red ruby gem in your ring is a green garnet, unless you can temporarily erase your awareness that it is a ruby. For the first 3 months, I found it impossible to remove from my persisting consciousness that my partner was my wife with all her characteristics. How to overcome this persisting identification? It seemed impossible for me. I had read that marijuana had one characteristic that was uniquely different from all other drugs or of hallucinatory nature, that the result from marijuana would conform to one's predetermined desired emotion or imagination. If one concentrates on having the mind taken down into the gutter, that is where it will take one. Equally so will the willed imagination with marijuana take one to an enchanted heavenly land. For that good reason, I decided to test it. That's page 99 of this book by Louis T. Culling.
Yeah. Look, dude, everyone appreciates a good recommendation.
No, I think the real point is not what I just read or what's even in that book, but the fact that...
You're saying it's the title, and bringing it up with that title.
Yes.
That alone.
It implies it, and it might manifest it. It's a better... Just think about all the dates you've ever been on in your life.
Okay.
If you brought that book with you, you would have had a 20-30% ROI or process improvement. I'm sure it's got to be true.
Well, what I would say to that...
The Bible on the table, do you think that it would have the same effect?
No.
It's called Palestine the Scam, unnamed movie.
Getting married.
Well, who wants that?
Well, I mean, I do.
All right, well, then bring it with you.
What? You guys rather lust than love?
I just think we have to normalize dating without marriage as an end goal.
Really? How come?
It's not for everybody. We're not all 23 and ready to build a family. Some of us are a little older, maybe have a family, don't want to get married again. I just think we can normalize it. It's okay.
Well, I know, but what would be the reason? Give me the pro.
And the point is, purchasing a certificate from your state so you can interact with lawyers and judges in the future is not the basis of an actual relationship. A real partnership is real in the real world, not certificates with state governments and lawyers.
I'm not talking about that. I said love and lust are two different things. I said, would you rather love or lust? And he said, well, I don't think that everyone, that's fine. Not everyone has to get married. It's just,
what kind of a comparison? What kind of a comparison is the term love and lust? That's like saying, let's compare stars and farts.
Well, I'm saying people usually do one or the other.
No.
They live in love or they live in lust.
No. And those are all or nothing positions, and those are your opinions on top of it. You're still framing everything with these specific words. I mean, love is so vast. It's everything. It's all. So, what are you saying? You're saying nothing. I mean, sex. That's the point. That book, Sex Magic, tells you that when you have sex and you engage in intercourse, it is the ultimate yoga. It's the ultimate union. It is the Big Bang. And when you're in that moment now of making love, you really feel alive. And so that's the power of now, which is sex. All 3-letter words are connected. That's my opinion.
Hold on, my daughter's phone.
I mean, I can give you a list of 3-letter words, and you tell me, how are they not all connected?
I'd love to hear some of them, please.
Okay, here's 10 3-letter words. All, now, cat, dog, you, wow, Zen, God, Tao, and big.
You know, look, those are basic words. They're great words, but I'm not sure that, you know, cat and Zen or dog and, you know, I don't, you know, dog and now. I don't see a connection between dog and now.
Well, the thing with a dog is it always brings you back into the now because it's got to eat and shit and go out and bark. It's always pulling you back into the now.
I just picked up a new puppy 2 days ago. One that I ordered like a year ago, and I have to live in the now. I was going to say it before it came out of Edmund's mouth.
All right, listen.
Go ahead. You give me a list of 10 three-letter words.
I'll give you 10 four-letter words, okay?
Okay, that's
All
difficult.
right.
Go ahead.
Love, home, work, no, as in K-N-O-W. Live, evil, star, you know, pomp, rich, high, H-I-G-H. I don't know, man. I mean,
It's very difficult.
yes.
Imagine even trying to do 5-letter words. Give me 10 5. Like that makes it very complicated. So the point is, most people can't remember more than 3 variables.
I just did 10 good ones, but I can't say it.
Rick, welcome to the room. This is Palestine the Scam, a meme movie. We had Nora Bandura in here earlier. We know you're in communication with her. What have your conversations been like?
Well, I'm going to say something, even though you asked someone else. Has Nora apologized, or has she taken responsibility for what happened?
Nope.
Oh,
She cried.
Yeah.
Chicago cheeseburger. Shabbat shalom.
Shavua Tov.
How are we? Scam?
We are Raboinai Shaloiloim. Go to memespodcast.com to see the Scam Movie Incorporated production. We have expanded operations. We are getting thousands of views on YouTube. We are buying advertisements and publishing the Diego Nora Love Affair live on Hallmark and Netflix. I'm just being facetious. Like, we have very few viewers, and we are not spending any money on this. But nonetheless, you know, a good romance, this Romeo and Juliet story of J-word haters. I mean, you know, it's sick, it's sad, it's a tragedy, and a comedy.
T-Robs.
Yeah, T-Robs is like the leprechaun on the show. What is that, Randy?
The level of victimhood, like just to not be able to say, hey, I'm sorry, I said what I said, I shouldn't have said that, and I apologize, because that's not how I really feel.
No, she says she didn't. She's never even watched the video. She doesn't even know what she's like. She was having a bad moment.
She watched it yesterday.
No, what Randy is doing is like acting like a dean in a high school or a principal, and getting someone to admit they made a bad decision. They said hurtful things, and it was maybe illegal, and she committed an act of potential violence. You know, she doesn't want to talk about it because of her upcoming trial. So that's the thing, is you may sound cutesy bootsy and be that siren singing on an island, Diego, and being all cutesy bootsy, but you know, that's why I say jihadist Jane. I mean, there ain't no difference.
Lock her up and throw away the key.
I see. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm still trying. You could say that I'm stuck in high school, still trying to get everybody to get along, trying to find the common ground, you know. But yeah, the real world isn't like that.
Randy, have you ever been punched in the face?
Yeah.
Me too. I feel like it changes things, though, and I think that people who have, I think that, you know, I think getting punched. You got to remember, one in 10
I agree.
people, 1 in 10 people are a high conflict person. 1 out of 10 people are high conflict, and the only way to manage high conflict individuals is to dissociate avoid, extricate, block, run away. You cannot fight, you cannot win, you cannot change, they cannot grow, they cannot heal. And that's 1 out of 10 people, 1 in 10.
Have you ever been poked in your jugular like really hard?
I mean, I got choked out like 7 times last night by like a big fucking gorilla man.
No, I mean like someone takes like 2 fingers and just like jabs it right into your...
No, but speaking of being poked in the jugular, and you know what I realized since training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
What?
Is you cannot kill a man by suffocating him by putting your knee on the back of his neck. Like, that's not enough to choke somebody. I mean, because I had a guy kneeling on my neck. Like, yesterday, he had his knee on my neck. And I could...
George Floyd.
It was fine.
What happened with George
Yeah,
Floyd?
if you put a curb neck and give him a fucking horse.
I mean, if you've got a big fat criminal hopped up on fucking synthetic heroin, yeah, then maybe he's gonna die of fentanyl. But all I'm saying is you can kneel on somebody's neck and they can still breathe. That's all I'm saying. I learned it.
I don't know. I feel like if a man kneels on my neck, he probably could suffocate me. That's pretty sure.
Listen.
Well, yeah, but you're not George Floyd.
That's true.
Look, what haven't we covered? We covered a lot here today. What else, man?
Well, I think the whole point is,
I just had a big bowl of pho and now I got a coconut milkshake.
I think the whole point is about hold on a second. The point is about Palestine's scam is that it's a communication hypnosis, which is essentially trying to emotionally destabilize you all the time. It's essentially political hypnosis, but it's essentially really Islamic terrorism jihad. And, be very weary of what these, in my opinion, like, I want a gun and a Second Amendment, a little pocketbook. I mean, I don't want to hear their bullshit. I don't believe any of it, and so it's interesting to debate them, but I think it's really essentially surveillance, and I'm just like sick of listening to this shit. But nonetheless, I have great faith. And the fact that Donald Trump is our president is like the biggest miracle to me, because it's a total flip-flop reversal. And, reversals can happen in anyone's life. I'm a very optimistic, positive person. But when you just talk into a box 80 hours a week and every second sentence is the J word, clearly it's a you problem.
Yeah.
But Ann, I don't think you quite understand. It's not like, see, El Normo said earlier, it's like these rooms create Zionists. And I'll tell you the truth, like, hearing essentially how people support terrorism and Hamas and murder and essentially regime change, which is what they want, and obliteration. I mean, it's not strong Jews defending Israel that are the problem. The problem is anyone who doesn't support the law and terrorism and murder and, rape and mayhem and hostages. Like, this is war. So, the thing is, they are essentially doing public relations for a terrorist entity that has decided to erupt a war. It's not like it was a zit that popped. They cut the fucking head. Like, what they did is it's, look what happened. It's the result. Gaza's not there. So it's so serious, but you have people here that cannot essentially form any kind of peace movement. And like Mahatma Gandhi said, my life is my message. Like Randy said, you never heard Nora back down. She's psychotic. She just listen to the words. Go back and listen to what she said while she flopped down her fucking suitcase. She wants death, mayhem. Like, that's in her deep psyche. It is essentially toxic narcissism, toxic ego, toxic non-integrated person. I mean, she has a shadow in her, which is a violent thing. I mean, it's inside of her. You probably have it. I probably have it. But, some smart individual said, now I'm going to film your bullshit, bitch. Get ready. You're going to love it when, it goes viral. You sick, angry, disgusting bitch. I'm not going to say nothing to you, and I'm not going to attack you or fight back. I'm going to film you being a piece of shit because we have enough money to have a security guard, so I can film you being a piece of shit calling for people's deaths. Welcome to the internet, bitch. That's the way life is now. Fuck around and find out. Say what you want to say. Feel what you want to feel. But now when you go viral and you want to come on Clown House and use my fucking YouTube to try to do reputation management on your fucking dumbass, I mean, have fun.
I'm gonna say you fucked with the wrong Jew today. That's what he said. But yeah, we all make decisions, and it goes to show in the Middle East, Jews, Muslims, and Christians. It's always been a war zone. And if you notice, there's not very many Christians there. Christians left the region because they didn't want war. So I think that the people that are participating in it, why? You can leave. You can leave. You don't have to stay. And I don't know. I just think that.
Well, it's a very simple reason why. I mean, they have a religion that teaches them to kill, and plus, they're stupid. So they're stupid, and they have a religion that says kill, and also remember, they are dumb and stupid. And they're dumb, stupid people who have a religion that says kill. So it's really like a problem it's like a global problem. I mean, it affects people around the globe. We got a quarter of the world is a dumb, religious, kill, dumb religion.
Well, it's not, I want to be clear. When we call people dumb, we're not saying that they are genetically dumb. No. It's that there's a culture out there, or cultures out there that are open and encourage
No,
learning
it's dumb
and reading
communication.
and education. The cultures that encourage education, and there are for everybody. And there are cultures where education is only for the rich and privileged.
Randy.
And serves the agenda if the masses are not educated. So we can't blame the people.
Dr. Randy, you listen and look at El Normo. Like, he's got a photo of him, like a hippie. Like, that's a peace movement. Those are people that want to communicate peace. I've seen a lot of these Free Palestine protests in Chicago. These are not peace movements. These are like radical domestic terrorist group organizations getting together, not to spread peace and love, but to really try to foment hate and communicate hate, banging drums, wearing masks, looking like communist terrorists. They're not pleasant people.
But not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims.
What? What about the IRA? I would say it differently. I would say not all terrorists are Muslims, but all Muslims have the potential to, at any moment, become a terrorist.
Yeah,
I think that's also
better.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen where God has ever said to kill anybody.
I think we can say that a Muslim warrior is probably synonymous with a terrorist.
Like freedom fighters?
I'm saying that, like, within their indigenous culture, the idea of being a warrior is act like the terrorists, right? That's why they're doing it out in the desert, kidnapping women, keeping themselves happy, doing drugs, killing people, murdering, theft, making deals with benefactors who will support them and doing some kind of act of terrorism. That is the equivalent of the Muslim warrior.
But since when did religion come before God? Like, God comes before my religion. Like, where I worship that's just in a Catholic church, right? But, like, God comes first. Like, there wouldn't be a religion that I'd subscribe to that I wouldn't subscribe to that. Like, I don't know.
What if you were born into it?
I believe that we're born, like, with, God, Holy Spirit inside of us, and knowing, like, right from wrong.
Okay, so let's say you're born knowing that there is a God, only speaking Arabic, only studying the Quran, only knowing Islam. Do you really think that person won't find a satisfying story about the God they feel is true in their heart?
I honestly don't. I can't answer that because I don't understand it. Like, I was not born that way, and I can't wrap my head around, like, I can't even fathom.
You can't even hypothetically imagine what it would be
No,
like
honest.
to be a different person?
tried. No, I've tried. Like,
Wow,
I can't even fathom that.
I can imagine what that must be like
Think
for you.
about this. No, well, but think
After
about
the
this.
million conversations you've had here, you
Like, okay, listen, your gut instinct. If you have like a child who's never seen like a murder before, never heard of it, nothing, and a child watches another person get shot, their initial reaction is gonna be what? Scared, right? That would be scary. No kid is gonna look at it and be like unfazed by it. That would be scary. They would know that's probably not good instantly. No one would have to teach them that, right?
But a lot of kids, they tend to become who they grow up around as well. You got to understand that too.
I don't know that to be true. I don't know. I can't imagine. I just feel like we have these gut instincts, and I don't know. I just can't fathom like thinking that killing someone would be okay unless like someone was coming into my house and was gonna harm me and my daughter, like broke into my home. I would defend me and my daughter. But other than that, like I just can't fathom. I don't think any of it's right. And children, innocent children, are collateral damage in that sense. That's it. We have choices. We don't have to participate. And for what? For what? For land? Land is more important than lives? Come on.
So welcome back, everybody, to Palestine the Scam, a meme movie produced by Wisdom. Thanks for all your contributions. Go to memespodcast.com right now. I really don't have anything else to really try to, coordinate or communicate, but popcorn style.
And then who is your favorite philosopher?
Say that one more time.
Who is your favorite philosopher?
I think the first time I ever read Marcus Aurelius' Meditations and Epictetus, I was just blown away.
I thought you were going to say Epictetus.
Yeah, Epictetus and
Epictetus.
Marcus Aurelius. And I have this Harvard
Marcus
Classic edition.
Aurelius.
Truly, when I read that, I just realized how incredibly retarded I am and stupid I am, and how much I love books, because I recognize how stupid most communication is. And the fact that it's from 2,000 years ago is really rather remarkable, because in the now, it's like an external hard drive, and you're putting this compression into your psyche, and I've recorded it and listened to it, and it's just so smart. And so technically, it's like a hypnosis. And I think you could take any book, any Torah, any wisdom, and essentially incorporate it into your psyche and make yourself smarter, happier, more productive, more outgoing, and more pleasant, and increase your ability to communicate with more complicated words.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, but you have to have discernment in order to understand what to integrate into your schema, and not. I don't know how people get that.
I know, but there's nothing in Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus that I've ever read that I disagreed with. There's nothing in the Bible. There's nothing in any book I've ever read that I've ever really disagreed with, because it's just like an off-shelf external hard drive. Discernment is fantastic. Discernment really comes into play in communicating with humans who are not these things called books. And unfortunately, many people don't read books, and thus they can't discern their communication with what are called humans or other people.
My broader point, Edmund, is what if someone reads the biography of Beyonce and that's their philosophy, and they integrate that? Without discernment, they're going to integrate that into their worldview and how they figure stuff out. Or LeBron, or whomever. Like, not everyone is picking Marcus Aurelius that it perhaps is flawless.
I feel like that just comes from different point of views personally.
Could you say something more pedantic?
Well, it depends. You got to understand the different point of views. People who read different books are going to have different point of views on that outlook of whether or not they're going to put that into life. And whether they choose that or not is what counts.
What do you mean by
Okay, please hold on. I'm going to reset this room. The title is called Palestine the Scam, a meme movie. Palestine the Scam is a hypnosis experiment. And I just want to let you all know that you are participating in an experimental art project known as Palestine the Scam, a hypnosis movie, where all we do is always reframe back to murdering babies, genocide, Holocaust, as well as colonial Zionist settlers and all kinds of other buzz. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. I'm speaking. Please hold. Please hold. I want to quote Amos here. Do not release. Do not release. Do not release. Do not release. The point is, we're going to go back to Palestine and killing babies once every 2 minutes, okay? And we're going to use the word Zionists nonstop and Jews nonstop. This is Palestine the Scam movie. It's a meme movie. Welcome to your hypnosis programming, where we document an experiment with words, where all we do is use gaslight buzzwords all the time. Don't forget Hannibal Directive. Thank you very much, and thank you very little.
Well, if the Jewish Zionists aren't killing babies, the Palestinians from Gaza are killing babies. And not only that, they're targeting the hospital staff, and they're also targeting the old people.
At this point, they're targeting everybody. It's like every man for themselves over there. It's like war.
Fundamentalists, yeah.
I think what we're talking about are the lies that are coming out of Gaza. And there's there are talking points, and I'll give you an example. Until 2 or 3 months ago, we never heard of, or it was minimal, if at all, for Palestinian prisoners who were getting out of Israeli jails to claim they were sexually abused. But today, every Arab released from an Israeli jail is claiming that they were raped. It's as if the talking point went out from now on, to counter all the terrible things that Hamas did on October 7th. Now we're going to tell everybody that we were raped and sexually abused in Israeli jail. Now, it's being unquestioned. It's being reported, and it's not being questioned. And it's being repeated by the criminals on this app. So everyone has their talking points.
I got raped by a Palestinian terrorist.
No. There's no way the Israelis would rape the Palestinians because they consider them lower than that.
That's not why. That's not why. The truth is that, Sinwar got his life saved when he was in Israeli jail with cancer surgery. You know what I'm talking about. The Israelis, they consider themselves to have a high moral, ethical standard, and look, they don't need to fucking rape in Palestine. They can get sex where they want. It's not an oppressed society. You can
Videos Cassius.
Go watch porn. You don't need to rape prisoners in Israel, okay? It's not like the Arab world where, just talking about sex, you can get arrested.
Oh, you can't even look at a woman because they're all covered up, right? So then that makes you super horny. And they've got the whole concept of male game.
Listen, Israeli culture is not known for that kind of stuff, and it's really. But the talking point went out, so there you go.
But at the end of the day, you never know when it comes to that sexual stuff. And also, if you think about it, the only reason why they're not getting attention was like, oh my goodness, I got raped in the jail and yada yada yada, is because if they had time to pay attention to all those people that are claiming that they got raped or sexually assaulted, whatever the fuck it is. We would all, at the end of the day, they would all be lost because they would be trying to focus on all about, them, and them. You know what I mean?
No, I know. And I'll give you another reason why it's not true. Because when that kind of abuse does happen, there's usually one whistleblower, one or more per person who said, yeah, I was there and this guy took somebody behind the door and he did X, Y, Z. Well, none of that's happening.
Wouldn't that be a life, though?
Would that be what?
Sasha, I want to point out something in the chat, Dr. Sasha, that somebody named Dr. Patel wrote, when Trump annexes Canada, I want Sasha to be the first former Canadian to be sent to Gitmo. Why would somebody write that about you, Dr. Sasha?
I don't know. Can someone translate it? I don't know what that means.
He wants you to go bye-bye.
He's saying that you're he's saying that he finds you annoying, Dr. Sasha.
Where is this person still in here?
Program.
Would this person like to have a conversation?
He's not in the room. He's not in the room. But I encourage you to follow the account and message them in the back channel. Let's hand the mic back to Dr. Randy. Dr. Randy, can you please debunk more Palestinian lies and propaganda? Thank you, Dr. Randy.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, even the kindest, most gentle person who's pro-Palestinian, you know, if you ask them, so like, what was the currency? Who was the king? What's the literature? It seems like the whole Palestinian identity / culture is really it's like a reaction to Israel. It's like a mirror to Israel, and I don't see.
Randy, do you mind doing me a favor with speaking up?
Am I not loud? I'm sorry. I don't see a historical footprint for Palestine as they see it. So when they say it's occupied, and by the way, yes, the reason why the territory since, when Israel came into Judea Samaria, also known as the West Bank, they said to the people there, okay, we'll leave. If you recognize Israel as a Jewish state and recognize our borders, then we have two states. But you know, in other words, they don't accept that. Even the guys here on the app, they say that they want a Palestinian state, plus they want a full right of return to Israel itself, which is a non-starter, which means an end to Israel as we know it. So, you know, these are some of the things that we hear on the app, and I hope that I explained some things here. I don't want to.
I mean, you don't think the Ottoman Empire, the French had anything to do with, just the starting of all of that, just a complete war zone in the Middle East. I mean, there was never going to be peace.
Listen, regime change is real. Real regimes have changed in just the past 20 years, and Bashar Assad is no longer the ruler of Syria. That was so quick and dramatic and fast. The point is, these Palestinian bastards have women and children hostages, and they're fully armed to the teeth. And, you know, they're going to have to essentially form a peace movement. Otherwise, their asses are going to fucking heaven. Like, they're going to go soon. They're not going to let this Trump, you don't understand. Trump isn't going to fuck around. Like, Trump is in charge of an incredible military power. And, you know, this is a hostage situation. And Trump has essentially reframed it as a terrorist operation. The United States government is going after terrorists in a way that it has never done so before, with extreme moves. It's coming. Trump is not going to fuck around, and that's the guy he is. He's a war hawk. He's a hawk, and these bastards are going to find out the power of his stealth and fangs and claws. He's a powerful warlord, and these dumb fucks there think they have some kind of fucking checkmate or position. They do not. And they are hanging on by a thread, and it's gonna get snipped.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. I mean, Trump has been, you know, an all-about power person to begin with. I mean, let alone he has, like, how many people outside of, you know, the United States? Like, you know, he's friends with Putin, you know what I mean? He can get really all the fucking firepower he wants. So, yes, I can totally agree with you. Definitely, for sure. They want to fuck around and find out. Yes, I know Donald Trump, he will push that red button and he will show them what happens to fuck around and find out. So I totally agree.
Do you think that Putin will take Palestinian refugees?
It's a possibility. I mean, the way he already is, you know, the way he is and the way his mindset is, it could be a possibility, maybe.
Maybe.
Because I just had a fucking brilliant idea. You know, like the former head of Syria, Assad? He's now living in Moscow, right? He's living in Moscow. He has nothing to do. But if you put him in a town full of Palestinian refugees, like they put like a town somewhere, and they put all the refugees there, and then they make him the mayor, it's win-win. He's got something to do, and they've got a natural leader.
Yeah, but that's only if, Putin does himself a favor and, takes the time to just think like that, you know what I mean? It is unfortunate, that we physically can't control those people, unfortunately. I think a lot of us wish that we could, but unfortunately, life does not work like that.
Gabriel, I hate to interrupt you, but welcome back, everybody, to Palestine the Scam, a meme movie. Invite all your friends. We're going to get it all out in the open, all the bullshit, lies, and propaganda. We're going to cross-stream other Free Palestine rooms and let you listen in to how they're using words to manipulate the narrative, to use all kinds of bullshit, which takes you out of the now, which is essentially a hypnosis. I'm here to de-hypnotize the hypnotizers. That's what wisdom does. Wisdom is the law. Law is God. You are now. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Palestine the Scam, a meme movie de-hypnosis film of low IQ dumb people talking about nothing, wasting time, but not you, my beautiful audience and beautiful co-hosts here. We are going to take you now in a brief moment to another room where you can hear the bullshit being spewed by bullshit artists 24/7 on this dumb social media audio app known as Clown House. Honk, 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 honk. Welcome to another episode of Palestine the Scam in Clown World. Prepare for utter ecstasy, joy, and bliss. We will be live streaming to you now Amir's room about free Palestine. This is the song that never ends. Oh yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started shooting on October 7th at the festival that was a blast, and it was a peace movement. Then the Palestinians destroyed their country and blew it up for you and me. So Donald Trump and Kushner can build a beautiful big hotel, 3 lovely golf courses, and an amazing beach to enjoy the oil wells. This is the song that never ends. Sinyar, Yashawa, whatever his names were. All the Palestinians could do was terrorism. They could have done so much with their land, but they decided to attack on October 7th. What a huge fuck up. What were they thinking? Oh my God. Did they play too much PlayStation 4? Oh my, it went to their head. I think they played too much PS4 and they thought it was going to be the end. It is the end of Palestine. Israel is the winner, my friends. Some people started shooting on October 7th now, and we're now on Clown House, so talking about it every single day. It's driving me totally insane. This is the song that never ends. Some Jews started rebuilding their ancestry in an old place called Israel. And now they got a country and it's going pretty swell. They got a great beach in Tel Aviv. The Dan Hotel is a 5-star hotel. The food is amazing and the sun is so very bright. Your tan will glow and you will have the best night of your life in Tel Aviv. It's an amazing city, my friends. But Gaza is a city that has come to an end. They had a pretty sweet beach, but they decided to October 7th and they imploded their society with terrorism and evil. And that is the song that never ends. Woof. That's the end. That's the end of the song.
Hey, I'll give our host props, I feel like I think our host deserves a round of applause. Did amazing. You go.
Cut it. Cut it. Cut it out. Cut it out. 5 minutes right there. Boom. Clip, 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 clip.
That was good.
Clip, 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 clip. Oh.
See, you go viral just with that.
Nice bird, by the way.
Welcome back to Palestine the Scam, where we are live streaming the scam as it happens. We're going to talk to you about all kinds of bullshit for the next hour and waste your life on a Saturday when you could be free from all this bullshit, but you choose to listen to this bullshit all the time, talk about it all the time, instead of, I don't know, like living your best life right now.
I'm gonna finish what I'm saying, brother. Don't interrupt.
No, it's all good. I'm talking about the tactic, not Christopher. I'm talking about the tactic, not Christopher Columbus. So keep that in mind.
Raised you, bro.
Go ahead. What?
I'm talking.
What?
It's Cypher. This room's called What's Next for America? Trump, Elon, tariffs, Kamala.
When you're doing trade in other countries, yes, there are different nautical navigations that the gentleman just mentioned. That's true.
Nautical navigations. Welcome back to another episode of Low IQ Dumb People talking about nothing, wasting time, picking the nose, and fucking. Don't you mute me. I want to talk to you about nautical navigation. Nautical navigation started in 15. Christopher Columbus didn't know create no nautical conversations in that.
Come on. So from the west coast of Africa to the Americas has always used those trade winds, which was discovered thousands and thousands of years before the Caucasoid ever even conceived.
The Caucasoid! The Caucasoid!
Now, there are other different routes, like I said, that you can take to get to different points on the planet.
Last night this year.
Flat Earth.
How was it? It was very, very, very good. It was awesome.
Wow, it didn't sound like it when you started the sentence.
The water that goes through there, I forgot what that's called. But they put an embargo. They blocked it with their ships and stuff. That's considered active.
Women are marching! War! War! 40 acres and a mule!
But Pearl, I thought...
Actually, what the story was told from the natives that it was a marriage.
Welcome, Flo.
And U.S. military.
Welcome back to another episode of Low IQ Dumb People talking about nothing, wasting time! Happy Saturday night, everybody! 40 acres and a mule.
No,
Japan and Hawaii.
Wait a minute. Next time, let them stay on the stage. I need to do something with
Erica, your mic is.
Things that we have to understand, people of God, is that at the end of the day, before a release has to happen, there has to be a great level of pressure that builds up in order for a release to happen.
This house is called SWAT Room. It's going to work this time. Romans 8:28 with Keandre and the prophetess, with her deacon Cheryl and Antoine and Stephanie.
There was about to be a breakthrough that happened for you within your life that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, and neither has it entered into the hearts of man.
Annie's shaking in her boots.
You got to be in a place to where you manage your pressure. You got to get out of your feelings. Glory to God.
This is a good example of hypnosis.
You got to stop worrying, and what you got to do is you got to put your trust and you got to put your faith in God, because the same God, glory to God, the same God that did it for you before is the same God that's going to do it again. If he did it before, I promise you he's going to do it again. If he made a way before,
He's going to make you come.
That he's going to do it again. If he did it before, glory to God, I know that he's going to bring you out again. But what this is just another level that God is trying to get you to. But all it is that God is trying to mature you.
I don't even know what's going on currently.
What are you talking about? And that's performative. What are you talking about?
Yeah, false prophet.
Are you kidding me? That is that guy's way to pump himself up on a Saturday night and make himself feel good.
I feel like I'm at Sunday church service, bro. The way that this guy's over here yelling and talking, I feel like I'm in Sunday church service.
I've heard a lot of bullshit on this app, but that was a good performance, and I knew it wasn't going to go on that long.
No, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'll give it to him, man. I'm gonna give it to him. No, it was actually good, but I did feel like I was in church a little bit, but it's okay.
What? Your church sounds like that?
Man, yeah, I never heard a church like that, but that would have been
Trust me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I live in a ghetto ass neighborhood of my fucking city, and it's horrible. So that's why it sounds like that. Ghetto churches tend to sound like that, where it's just a gentleman who's screaming all the time, or the Lord is gonna put blessings in your life, like stuff like that. It's, anyways.
You need to go to Catholic church, no matter where you live.
I'm a Christian. I'm fluently Christian, and I love it. Anyways,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm Christian, but yet I live in a city that is totally not Christian. Probably just straight up devil shit because it's Vegas, and what is in Vegas?
But there's always a Catholic church in everywhere, so